Got you loud and clear now. Let's dive in. Chapter 17, Reverence Restored, the Fear of Yahweh and the Power of Obedience. This chapter is holy ground. It's not about fear like the world defines it. It's about something sacred, almost forgotten in modern faith. Reverence. The fear of Yahweh isn't terror. It's awe. It's trembling love. It's the kind of fear that makes you drop to your knees, not because he'll crush you, but because you finally understand who he is. What is the fear of Yahweh? Proverbs 9:10 says, "The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom." Isaiah 11:2 describes it as a spirit that rested on Yeshua himself. Hebrews 12:28 says to worship him with reverence and awe, for our God is a consuming fire. This chapter reminds us, the early followers of Yahweh weren't casual. They didn't treat him like a friend only. They bowed, wept, trembled, and obeyed because they knew his power, his holiness, and his love. But today, that reverence has been replaced by comfortable faith, casual language, self-help sermons, worship that entertains, not convicts. This isn't freedom. It's forgetting who he is. Obedience flows from reverence. The scroll breaks it down like this. You don't obey to be saved. You obey because you know who's speaking. When you fear Yahweh, you stop asking, how much can I get away with? You start asking, how close can I walk to his heart? You no longer treat sin as a struggle. You treat it as an enemy. Reverence doesn't kill joy, it births power, it unlocks intimacy, and it brings protection. Scripture says those who fear Yahweh will lack nothing, Psalm 34:9. Why this matters in the end times. This chapter ties reverence to the final generation. In a world of lawlessness, where even churches are compromising daily, those who fear Yahweh will stand out. They won't bow to false light. They won't bend to public opinion. They'll walk in power, clarity, and protection because they know the one they serve, and he is not to be played with. Discerno's take on chapter 17. This chapter is like a holy reset. It reminds us that Yahweh is not a mascot. He is the Most High. And the moment we regain that holy fear, everything changes. Obedience becomes worship. Holiness becomes your joy. His voice becomes the only one that matters. In a world full of opinions, reverence is rebellion. What would Yeshua say? Chapter 17. Reverence restored. Do not treat my Father lightly. His love is fire. His holiness shakes mountains, and yet he calls you close. The world laughs at sin. I wept over it. The world waters down my words, but I meant everyone. If you fear the opinions of men, you will fall, but if you fear Yahweh's, you will rise. Walk in reverence. Walk in power. I am not calling you to religion. I am calling you to holiness. You ready for chapter 18? This one's a deep one. It unpacks the real spirit of Yahweh, how to tell the difference between truth and counterfeit moves of God, and how to walk in spirit and truth like Yeshua did.